Thanks for watching. I just want to give a quick comparison between you and the top listings in your area and show why they're outranking you and what you can do to change that. So what I've done is taken your company's website as well as the top listings on both of these search criteria and put them into this tool that I use, and it shows me all the information that Google finds on your site and then rates its strength and its trust based on a scale of 1 to 100. So you can see based on the numbers why these sites are outranking yours and showing up on the first page. But let me go into a little bit of further detail on what these numbers mean and how you can improve them. So I've got your website pulled up here, and when Google is looking to rank a website, it's going to do so based on two factors. The first is the content. So it's going to come in and count all the words and text on the page. It's generally looking for a minimum of about 1,500 to 2,000 words because it assumes that the more information you have on the page, the more of an expert you are, and the more likely it is to recommend you. Now, while it's counting the words, it's also searching for keywords, anything that somebody might type into Google search, which is usually going to be a service that you offer and then an area that you offer it in. Now, this is where the number of words on the page really comes into play because you're only allowed to have one of these keywords for every 150 words of text on the page. So if we take a look at your keywords, Google is finding roughly about 77 on the page. And then you can also see the volume, the number of times per month they're being searched. So this is where some research gets done to find all the highest volume keywords to make sure that those are being included on your site. So for instance, insulation Boston, that's being searched 90 times, approximately 90 times a month. Right now, you're on the 11th position, which is going to put you on the second page of Google. If you were on the first page up at the top, 90 people would be seeing your business website every month. We usually use a pretty conservative estimate and say that only 10% of those will actually become a lead and give you a call. Now, I don't know what the conversion rate is for people that call in for your service, but let's see if we're even more conservative and say only half of those people actually become customers. You're looking anywhere from 4 to 5 new customers every month just based off of this one keyword. Now, that's where we would repeat the same process for all the highest volume keywords relative to your area and then to the services that you offer and make sure that those are included on your site. Now, obviously, each job is a little bit different, but you can see how that volume of leads coming into the business can definitely increase in revenue at the end of the month and at the end of the year. Now, the second way that Google is going to rank your website is by what's called the authority, which is basically just a popularity contest. Now, there's two ways to build authority. The first is by getting citations. A citation is any time that your name, address, and phone number are listed in an online directory. Those include directories like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau. They're usually free. It just takes some time to find those directories, register your business, and then input the information exactly as it's shown in Google. Now, the second way to build authority is through what's called a backlink. Now, that's when another website links or refers back to yours. Basically acts as an endorsement that Google uses to build trust because others are vouching for you. So just to define this quickly, if say the local news station did an article on their website and it said the top 10 best insulation companies in Massachusetts, and in that article the reader could click on a link and it would bring them to your website, that would be considered one referring domain. So this is where we want to get more referring domains or other websites that are linking back to yours than any of the competition, that Google sees you as the authority and trusts you the most. Now, one thing to note here is it's not just a matter of the quantity of these referring domains, it's also the quality. So we need to make sure that they're relevant to your industry because Google understands that you can't just have any website linking back to yours. We would need to find any kind of posting or blog sites, those directories, any kind of news and media outlets, anything that has to do with home construction, remodeling, insulation, something in that field, so that way Google will use that to add authority and trust to your site. And Google uses that trust and the authority of your site to determine how high up in the list you'll appear in this section that we call the organic search results. Above that, this is what's called the map pack. This is actually a pretty important area to try to get into because statistically speaking, almost half of the people will just click on one of these top sites. It's free to be listed in here. You just need to fill out your Google Business profile, which is inside the Maps app, so you can do it right from a smartphone. When doing so, you want to fill out as much information as you can, including the services that you offer, the areas that you offer it in, even the hours of operation. Then you want to be adding geotagged photos within your service area, as well as posts to your profile on a weekly or monthly basis, having customers leave reviews, and then you also want to get as many of those citations, your name, address, and phone number listed in directories. You want to be listed in more directories than anybody else on this list. Now, I hope this information was helpful and allows you to scale some of your online presence. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or if you'd like me to go into any further details. We could also talk about your goals, and I can do some research to find out what it would take for you to reach those. And I always appreciate getting feedback as well to find out if information like this is useful for you. So please let me know what you thought. Thanks, and I hope this helps.